X-rays. In practical examination, two types of X-rays are given: plain or straight X-rays and some contrast X-rays. The plain X-rays are taken without administering any contrast material. When a plain X-ray is given, it is desirable that you describe the region included in the X-ray. E.g., this is a plain X-ray of abdomen with lower part of the chest and upper part of the pelvis showing. Describe the abnormality. The different contrast X-rays are taken after administering some contrast material. The different contrast X-rays are: barium swallow, barium meal, barium enema, endoscopic retrograde cholangiopancreatecography, T-tube cholangiogram, percutaneous transhepatic cholangiography, intravenous urography. The contrast X-rays are usually taken in sequence in different times. When a contrast X-ray is given, identify the type of contrast X-ray and note if the time is written. A contrast X-ray may be described as: this is one of the skiagram from intravenous urography series taken 10 minutes after injection of dye showing. Describe the details. Straight X-ray of chest, abdomen with free gas under both domes of diaphragm. This is a straight X-ray of chest along with upper part of abdomen showing free gas under both domes of the diaphragm, and there is a ground glass appearance in the abdomen. Similar X-ray, note huge amount of free gas under both domes of diaphragm. Similar X-ray, note chink of free gas under both domes of diaphragm. What is this radiological appearance suggests? This appearance is due to free gas and fluid in the peritoneal cavity. What are the causes of such X-ray appearance? 1. Perforation of hollow viscera containing gas, peptic ulcer perforation, gastric or duodenal, perforation of malignant gastric ulcer, small gut perforation due to typhoid ulcer, tubercular ulcer, Crohn's disease. Large gut perforation due to tubular ulcer, Crohn's or ulcerative colitis. Minus blunt trauma, abdomen causing perforation or transaction of small or large gut. 2. Penetrating injury, abdomen causing peritoneal penetration, with or without underlying visceral injury. 3. Bullet injury, abdomen, with peritoneal penetration and with or without underlying hollow viscous injury. 4. Following laparoscopic procedure or following abdominal operation, due to entrapment of carbon dioxide gas or air. 5. Following tubal insufflation test for tubal patency. Why you do not find free gas under diaphragm in appendicular perforation? Usually obstructive type of appendicitis leads to perforation. The lumen of appendix contains very little amount of gas, so there is no free gas under diaphragm in appendicular perforation. However, if there is perforation at the base of the appendix involving the cecal wall, there may be free gas under both domes of diaphragm. How do you explain the ground glass appearance in X-ray? The ground glass appearance is due to fluid in peritoneal cavity. There may be air fluid level below the domes of diaphragm. Do you find free gas under the diaphragm in all cases of peptic perforation? No. In 60 to 70% cases of peptic perforation there will be free gas under the diaphragm, and in the remaining there may be no free gas under the diaphragm. How does a patient of peptic perforation will present to you in emergency? History: pain, abdomen, acute onset of pain in right upper quadrant or in epigastric region, The. Pain then radiates along the right paracolic gutter towards the right iliac fossa and later on becomes generalized. There may be vomiting at the onset. Fever. In late stage, there may be abdominal distension. May have past history of peptic ulcer disease. On examination, on general survey features of shock, tachycardia, hypotension, dehydration. Patient may be febrile and toxic. Abdominal examination. Restriction of movement of abdomen with respiration. There is muscle guard or rigidity all over abdomen. In late stage, there may be abdominal distension. Tenderness all over abdomen with maximal tenderness over the right hypochondriac region. On percussion, liver dullness may be obliterated and there may be evidence of free fluid in abdomen. On auscultation, bowel sounds may be absent. What are the stages in development of peritonitis in a case of peptic perforation? There are 3 stages in development of peritonitis. Stage 1, stage of chemical peritonitis. Immediately after perforation of peptic ulcer, the gastric contents escape into the peritoneal cavity and this results in a phase of chemical peritonitis, which lasts for about 2 to 4 hours. During this stage, patient has acute pain abdomen, which starts in the right upper quadrant and then radiates along the right paracolic gutter and later on become generalized. Features of shock, tachycardia and hypotension. Tenderness and muscle guard all over abdomen. There may be obliteration of liver dullness. Stage 2, stage of elution or stage of peritoneal reaction. Due to escape of gastric contents and peritoneal irritation, the peritoneum secretes excess amount of peritoneal fluid to dilute the chemical irritant. During this phase the pain may diminish, but all the signs are progressing, increasing tachycardia, hypotension, dehydration, generalized tenderness all over abdomen, bowel sounds may be absent. Stage 3, stage of bacterial peritonitis, stage of abdominal distension. Peritoneal cavity is next invaded by gut flora and leads to bacterial peritonitis. Paralytic ileus supervenes in the abdomen, gets distended due to both peritoneal fluid and ileus. Patient is critically ill, toxic and dehydrated. Septicemic shock, rapid feeble pulse, cold extremities, shallow respiration, and hypotension. Abdomen is distended with generalized tenderness. Bowel sounds are absent. How will you manage this patient? As the patient has signs of peritonitis and plain X-ray has shown free gas under the both domes of diaphragm. The patient needs thorough clinical evaluation and some relevant investigations. I will resuscitate the patient and proceed for early laparotomy. What other investigation you will suggest? Blood for HB%. TLC DLC. There may be polymorphonuclear leukocytosis, blood for sugar, urea and creatinine, chest X-ray, ECG, blood for serum electrolytes. How will you resuscitate the patient? Intravenous fluid, initially Ringer's solution to replace the fluid deficit, nasogastric tube insertion and aspiration. Urinary catheterization to monitor urine output. Broad-spectrum antibiotic, a combination of broad-spectrum antibiotics. Injections Fotaxime, ceftriaxone 1 gram IV twice daily. Injection Amikacin, 500 mg IV twice daily and injection metronidazole, 500 mg IV thrice daily. Injection ranitidine or injection omeprazole intravenously. Monitoring of pulse, BP, respiration, urinary output. What operation will you plan for this patient? I will do exploratory laparotomy. The diagnosis of peptic ulcer perforation is confirmed. Simple closure of perforation with interrupted polyglactin suture with an omental patch, Graham's patch. Thorough peritoneal lavage. If it is a perforated gastric ulcer, a biopsy is to be taken from the ulcer margin to exclude malignancy. On exploration of abdomen, no perforation is found in anterior wall of stomach or duodenum. What will you do? If no perforation is found, the lesser sac is to be opened by dividing the greater omentum. The posterior wall of the stomach and duodenum is inspected for any perforation. If no perforation is found in the posterior wall of the stomach or duodenum, through exploration of the abdomen is done to look for any perforation in the small intestine, large intestine and appendix or in the rectum. Would you like to do definitive surgery for peptic ulcer during emergency laparotomy? Definitive surgery for peptic ulcer disease may be done in certain situations, if patient presents early within 6 hours peritoneal contamination is minimal. General condition of the patient is good. It is a chronic ulcer which has perforated. Surgeon is experienced. A definitive procedure like truncal vagotomy and gastrojejunostomy may be considered. A patient with blunt trauma abdomen has free gas under both domes of diaphragm. What does it signify? Blunt trauma to abdomen may cause intestinal injury. There may be a simple perforation or traumatic transection of the gut. The management involves resuscitation and exploratory laparotomy. The injured gut is repaired. If a segment of gut is devitalized, resection and anastomosis may be done. A patient with stab injury has a similar finding in X-ray. What does it signify? A stab injury abdomen with free gas under diaphragm may be due to penetrating injury up to the peritoneum causing a breach in peritoneum without underlying visceral injury. Penetrating injury with peritoneal penetration and underlying visceral injury. What should be the management strategy for stab injury abdomen? Routine laparotomy of all patients with stab injury results in large number of negative exploration. All stab wounds of abdomen does not breach the peritoneum. Stab injury causing peritoneal breach is associated with underlying visceral injury in about 50% of cases only. So, a selective approach for consideration of laparotomy is required. Stab injury abdomen with hypovolemic shock and symptoms, and signs of generalized peritonitis will require immediate laparotomy. Stab injury abdomen, no symptoms and signs of generalized peritonitis. Chest X-ray, no free gas under diaphragm. Local wound exploration, no peritoneal breach, no further exploration is required. Chest X-ray, free gas under diaphragm, indicates peritoneal penetration with or without underlying visceral injury. Diagnostic peritoneal lavage, minus if DPL positive, exploratory laparotomy minus if DPL negative, local wound exploration.